Welcome back to What's on My Bookshelf. This is your host Vandana. So today I was thinking of showing you my 2022 book haul. I am a book hoarder, I have to say that. Since the time I've started my Bookstagram, I have been hoarding books like crazy. I don't know what is wrong with me, but I make sure that those are books that I will definitely read. Because there is one book that I bought, The Last Magician, which I bought because I liked the cover. I read around a chapter or more and I just couldn't connect with the story, and so I decided I will not buy cover buys anymore. So I make sure I read the blurb and make sure that it's something I want to read, and only then I will buy it. But nevertheless, I think this year, as I said, I have bought around 30 books so far, I think, and I will probably end up buying 5 more books or less. I still have 2 more books on my radar that I want to buy before the year ends, but I don't know but I don't know when I'll buy them. I'll probably be having a mini haul for Christmas, that's it. But for now I'm done buying books. I don't think I'll be buying books for October and November, but I have around 30 books or less to show you, because not all books that I have bought I'm including in this book haul, because I have read them, like Local Woman Missing. I read that this year. Then another book that I bought was The Golden Couple. I read that this year. Then Sorcery of Thorns. I read it this year. So there are a couple of books that I'm not including in this book haul because I've already finished reading them. So I thought, why include them? So I'm thinking of just starting off with the books that I've not read, but I'm really looking forward to reading them. One of them, let me begin by saying, one of them is The Raven Tower. It's a book that I'm currently reading actually. This month I started reading it. Unfortunately, I have only reached chapter 2 or 3, and I'm sad to say that the story has not hooked me so far, but I really want to give it a try. It's not a story that probably does not have a good starting, but I really feel like if I give it a chance, it will get better. But I feel like I may be thinking that for many books, and I don't want to end up in a book slump because of that, but I really hope I give it a chance, and I hope it gets better. Another book that I bought this year is The Stepsister by Jennifer Donnelly. Now this book was on my radar since last year, because when I asked on my Bookstagram, one of my Bookstagram friends said Stepsister is a retelling that she really enjoyed reading, and since then it has been on my radar, and it's only this year, somewhere 2-3 months ago, that I bought this book. So I'm looking forward to reading this book. I'm really excited about it. This is a retelling from the stepsister's point of view, not from Cinderella's point of view, if I'm not mistaken. So I've not read that many Cinderella retellings, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm looking forward to reading that retelling, Stepsister. Another book that I bought this year was The Girl of Fire and Fawns by Ray Carson. I've never heard of this book before. I almost went in blind for this book, but then nevertheless I thought this is an underdog chosen one story, and I thought it's worth a read, and I'm really looking forward to reading this. So it's been, I think, around 6 months since I bought this book, but this is another book that I bought this year. Then the next book I bought, this was a book club read. I've already finished reading it, but I just thought of including it in this book haul. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson, and its sequel, Good Girl Bad Blood. As you can see, I've not even opened the plastic covering for this book. It's still inside. This is the sequel to this book. So I wanted to buy the third part also, but it was not available, as I said, at that time. So I'll have to buy the third part. I've not started this sequel, but I enjoyed the first part, A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I enjoyed it. So it's something I'm definitely looking forward to reading, but next year, not this year. I have a little backlog for this year to finish. I read it only because it was chosen as my book club read for the month of August, I think. So yeah. The next book that I bought for my book haul is this one, Legacy of Ash by Matthew Ward. I have no idea what this book is. Seriously, I don't know what this book is about. I saw the cover and I read the blurb at the time. Believe you me, just right now when I'm making this video, I don't remember what it is about, and I thought, okay, this is something I can give it a go. I've been meaning to get lost into really good fantasy books, high fantasy books, even books written by John Gwynne also. So then Wheel of Time, Game of Thrones, there are many series like that. Most of those books have been published by Orbit Publishers, I believe. So these books are on my radar a lot, but it's just that I am a very slow reader. I think so, I'm a very slow reader. Though thrillers I'm able to read within a day or two, maximum 3 days, but fantasies I need 4 to 5 days. That is also like a week to read these books. So I have no idea when I'll start this, but I'm really looking forward to reading this because I just love this cover and I know I will love it. It's calling to me so badly to read, but it's just that there is so many backlogs. As you can see on my shelf here, there is Ember in the Ashes or something by Sabah Tahir. There is a book like that. I have to read that book. Then V.E. Schwab's trilogy, I have to read those books. Then Fiona Ward Tapestry trilogy, I have to read those books. Then Foundation trilogy, it's a sci-fi, I have to read those books. It's just never ending, and those books are like 3-4 years, 3-4 years old. Like I bought them 2 years, 2.5, almost 3 years, and I've still not read them, and it's just crazy. I really wish I could just finish it off soon, because I'm just constantly buying more and more books. Okay, but I think it's a bookworm's problem, so let's not delve into that. Okay, the next book that I bought, again, I just love this cover, and when I read the blurb, I have to say it reminded me of that Spin the Dawn book, and I thought it's very similar when I read the book, and I'm really looking forward to it. This is the only hardcover that I bought in the first half of the year. Since then, I have gone on to acquire 4 more hardcovers, including The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, which I already showed you. That is my second half of the year book haul. So this is another book that I'm looking forward to, which I bought this year. It's so pretty. I've not seen a prettier book than this, I think. It's even more pretty than Spin the Dawn. I just love this. Okay, this is another book that I bought for this year. Now, the next book is 12 Secrets. It's supposed to be a thriller by Robert Gould. And really, when I read the blurb, I was like, I just have to read it. And it's so thick. I think it's going to be a really good read. It's just, the thing about thrillers is, I feel like you can read them only once. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean. It's just fantasies, you can reread them. But thrillers, once you finish off reading it and you realize who the killer is, the thrill of reading that book is over. Whereas fantasies, if you reread them, you will start seeing or finding out new things that you never read before. It still happens to me when I read Harry Potter or any other fantasy books. If you reread them, you will still catch something new that may not have gone through your head before. There is a newness to reading fantasy books that is not there when you read thrillers. I don't even plan to reread thrillers. So when I think about reading this thriller, I just feel like I need to take my time, savor reading it, so that, the only thrillers that I do feel like rereading is books by Louise Penny, Armaan Gamash series. That is the series that I feel like, it's worth rereading, because the storytelling is so lush and so character driven, so heavy on characters and plot, and it takes its time to come to the point of the story, and it's more about how the characters are dealing with things rather than solving a mystery as such. So I feel like those are books that can be reread. Then this year I also bought this book, which is the Devery series. So this is, as I mentioned before in my previous videos, I have bought all the 4 books. The Dagger Spell, Dark Spell, these 2 first books I finished reading. Then Dawn Spell and Dragon Spell. So this is the first 4 books of Act 1. And I'm really looking forward to reading the next part, Dawn Spell, next month. I most probably will finish off reading the Act 1 by this year, because once I start reading them, it's difficult to put it down, and I just want to keep reading. And that's what I love about this Devery Cycle series. Getting lost in that world, wanting to know what is going to happen to them again and again. And it's always divided into three parts in different years. There are always different years in this book. All the people who are reborn, what happened to them in that particular year, what happened to them in this particular year. So that is how it's structured. There is no chapter divisions in this, just what has happened to them in that particular year, one part, what happened to them in this particular year, another part, and it goes on like that. Sometimes it may be more than one division, but there is no chapter titles on this. Now, which makes it a little daunting to read, because you're like, it'll get over now, and you feel like you have made progress, but you're like, oh no, there is another 20 pages before this part is over. So I take a lot of breaks when I read the Devery Cycle series. Yeah, and this is the final book that I bought for the first half of the year book haul. And this is the only non-fiction book that I bought, because I really like Michelle Obama, and Becoming by Her, I believe, is an autobiography, and it has got good reviews, and I am really interested to know her journey from this young lady to first lady, and just to get to know her more would be really nice, I think. And again, this is hardcover. I got it for a really cheap price, so I just couldn't say no to it, because in the beginning I did think of reading this, but then it was like, is it worth it? But then when I saw the price for hardcover, I was like, no, I really should go for it now. There is no more excuse, so I went for it. Yeah. So yeah, these are the 10 books or so that I have bought for the first half of the year, and I will be uploading the second part of this book haul, which is the book haul for second half of the year. Another 10 more books are there, and I'll do a mini haul for Christmas, which I'll upload for Christmas time. Maybe I can do a 12 days of Christmas vlog or something. I've never done that before. I have no idea how to do it also, but the idea sounds very exciting. Anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. And have you read any of these books? I mean, many of them are very popular books, including the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Yeah. Then what was that book? A magic steeped in poison. I'm sorry, I didn't reveal the title of that book. I'm sure many of them have read that book also. It's very popular. So yeah, have you read any of the books that I've shown in this video? I would love to know your thoughts, your opinions on that. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up, and yep, please do subscribe if you like to be updated on my next videos, upcoming videos. Okay, yeah, so I'll catch you in my next book haul video. Till then, please stay safe and take care.